Hi, I'm Amber. Welcome to my channel where you'll get a taste of country living and also farm to table experiences as well. Today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes and how to make it of a gluten-free flour blend and why I like it. It's been a journey for me to learn how to cook gluten-free. A few years ago, about 7, I would say, I was not feeling well, and I decided to go to the doctor. And at that doctor's appointment, and after some blood work, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. And with Hashimoto's, they basically encourage you to go off of a lot of different things depending on what your blood work said, and one of them was gluten. And that was hard to take because I love pasta, I love bread, I love lots of things. And we've got gluten in so many items. And so I've kind of been on a journey to find ways to make gluten-free cooking and baking enjoyable and have the food taste good. So anyways, here we are with this wonderful recipe, gluten-free blend. Now, before I share that with you, stay tuned to the end of this video because I want to show you a picture of me before I started on a gluten-free diet and also anti-inflammatory diet. An anti-inflammatory diet, you basically eliminate the things that you're not supposed to be eating that cause inflammation in your body, and gluten was one of those. So stay tuned and I'll show you a before and after picture. You'll be amazed at the difference. And hopefully you'll enjoy learning about this wonderful recipe. I, of course, use lots of other blends as well that I'll share with you, or other flours, I guess, that I'll share with you. We start out with a superfine white rice flour. That I'm going to pour it into a bowl. That 1,000 grams basically is about 5 cups. We measure them in grams because they tend to be a little more accurate than just measuring in cups. So I'm going to use this scale as I continue to show you how to measure out the flours. So we're starting out with the superfine white rice flour that you can get anywhere. I got mine at Natural Grocers, but you can also get them online, Amazon, other places that you can order these. The next item that I put in here is 375 grams of cornstarch. And that equals out about 2 cups and 3/4. So 2 3/4 cup. Here's 1 cup. Good. 2 cups. Cornstarch is kind of messy. You got to be careful. And I've got a black shirt on. What am I thinking, right? Here's 2 cups. And then we're going to do 3/4. I dumped too much in there. I knew I did, so that's why I decided to measure in cups. Okay, that cornstarch was a little messy. Let's move on to the next item, which is tapioca flour. And there are about 315 grams of tapioca flour in this, which measures out to about 1 1/3 cups. So I'm going to do both and measure it out accurately. We'll be a little bit more accurate with this than we were with that crazy cornstarch. So there we go. And then, so it's about 4 of these 1/3 cups you put in there, and that equals out to 315 grams. So I've got 315 grams on here, and then I'll just pour it into my bowl. And these flours are kind of messy. I really like this flour for easy Brazilian cheese bread. It's one of my favorite tasty breads to make with this tapioca flour. And there's a simple recipe for on the back of this Bob's Red Meal tapioca flour. I like this brand. So I'll just let you get the recipe off of that, quite frankly. All right, let's do our next item, which is non-fat dry milk. I love non-fat dry milk. I use it for a lot of recipes, including homemade scones that we have frequently on Sundays. And this non-fat dry milk you can get from, it's a company called Thrive Life, and they have lots of delicious long-term food storage items. I happen to be a consultant for that company, but you can get the dry milk. It's a delicious milk that you can put in recipes, but has a 25, 30-year shelf life. So that's a good powdered milk that we're going to add to this. And it takes 295 grams of non-fat dry milk, and that's 2 cups and a third. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in here. Using a scale is nice. You know that you're going to get the right measurements, but it's not necessary. Okay, potato starch, 65 grams of potato starch. Here we go. I'm kind of a messy cook, and sometimes I also don't like to measure exactly. That's not always good in baking. You can do other recipes, but in baking you want to be a little more exact. Okay, our last ingredient is xanthan gum, and it's a third of a cup or 42 grams. So let's do our third of a cup. There's the 42 grams. I measured that just right. That was nice. Okay, so it pretty much measures out really close, as you can see, between the grams and the cups. Now I just whisk this together, and like I said, it makes a really good gluten-free flour blend that if you're in the market for one that's really good, this is it. And the next video that I make, I'm going to make some homemade gluten-free delicious rolls from this. And this is kind of a base recipe for dinner rolls, cinnamon rolls. You can make brownies with this. Also some cornbread. Lots of really delicious things that you can make with this gluten-free flour blend. Now, it can get a tad bit pricey when you're adding up all those things to make this flour blend, but it's high quality and really good. I'll show you in my roll recipe how those rolls come out. And also, I do have some other flours that I like to cook with. I like coconut flour, especially if you're eating keto and you want low carbs. Coconut flour is great. And also almond flour. I like the Blue Diamond brand, and that's a really good one. And then, of course, you can have a brown rice flour that has a little more substance in it. The Superfine rice flour will bake up better when you're doing the nice fluffy dinner rolls and you want light and fluffy and airy. Another flour that I really like is this one from Thrive Life, and it's already blended up. It's in the can. You've got some brown rice flour in there and some potato starch, xanthan gum, locust bean gum, and this is a really good flour. It's not as light and airy as this one because this has the white rice flour in it. But one thing I do love about this is that you have a longer shelf life in this can. It's sealed up, about a 3 to 5 year shelf life. And I like having it. It's convenient. I don't have to premix it. This amount makes about this amount. And I would say that this is a cheaper option if you want it already pre-made. And you can make some delicious things with that. I use it cup for cup in anything that I do in baking. In fact, there's also a brand from Bob's Red Mill of the cup for cup. That's also a really good option as well. But quite frankly, the Thrive is my favorite. If I were to use one that's pre-blended with a little bit of brown rice in it, it makes it a little bit healthier. Overall, I believe it's, I think, the ultimate gluten-free flour blend. And it's really light and airy and delicious. And you'll be able to see one in my next video where I make delicious dinner rolls with this flour blend. As you can see in those pictures, the first one was before I started eating an anti-inflammatory diet, including eliminating gluten. And the second picture is after 7 months eating anti-inflammatory and eliminating gluten and other things as well. You can see that my face was puffy. Of course, I had more weight on me and I just didn't feel well. Thank you so much for tuning in If you like this video, please select like and then also subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it.